Welcome to the Florida State Podcast of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, where we showcase student entrepreneurs to learn about the startups they are working on, check in with alumni to hear about the companies they are building, and learn from seasoned entrepreneurs who have built amazing companies. Hosted by Mark McNees, a serial entrepreneur who has started for-profits, nonprofits, social impact companies, and is currently entrepreneur in residence at the Moran School of Entrepreneurship.
Hi, I'm Mark McNees, host of the Florida State Podcast of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. We're here today with the InNOLEvation 2020 winner, Michael Benarde, and his company, NightCap. He's been nice enough to sit down with us today, and I know you have a big dinner to get to, a big celebration dinner, but I wanted to catch him while he was in town, just to talk about NightCap and the journey of NightCap and what it's doing. So welcome, Michael.
Oh, thanks for having me, Mark.
So tell us about NightCap. What is it?
So NightCap is a hair scrunchie that prevents drink spiking. There's a built-in pocket inside the scrunchie that you pull out when you go to the bar.
Well, here, show it to us. We're on camera. So if you're listening to the podcast, go on YouTube and you can see the actual product. So talk us through it.
So it's just like any hair scrunchie. Wear it in your wrist and your hair. You know, you're a girl, you go out to the bar. You might find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. Maybe you're in a crowded club. Maybe there's creepy guys near you, or maybe it's something you put on every drink as a precaution. You wear it out and just pull this right out of the pocket and cover it right over your drink.
Fantastic. Actually, I have a cup right here, so you put it over.
So work like that, and then you can pull it right over. It's kind of a
my cup's too small.
It's not really meant for this, but you put a straw through it, it still works.
Perfect. So. And with your permission, you have a video. It kind of shows how it works. So yeah. I can link to that, of course, yeah, in the podcast, so you can actually see how it works. So this is to prevent
being drugged.
And date rape and things like that. So
it also actually keeps bugs out of your drink if you're someone who barbecues or.
All right.
And I did have one person purchase one once to keep their cat from drinking it.
Oh, all right.
Their drinks.
Right on. So tell me about the origins of this. Why are you interested in date rape prevention? Did you come up with this idea? How did this all come about?
So it was actually my 16-year-old sister. She had some friends go off to college, and it happened to them. Mm-hmm. And one night she was sleeping and just came up with this in her sleep. She went ahead and cut up my mom's pantyhose and made a prototype out of my mom's pantyhose. I came home for the summer. I didn't actually have any set plans, and I saw this prototype, and I was thinking of how often this happens on college campuses. I'd just been in college for 4 years, and I hear about it constantly. I look at it and I'm like, you know what? With a little bit of work, a lot of work compared to that first prototype, I think this could be something really special.
So, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but what are the statistics of women that have been drugged or had drugs put into their drinks?
So it's almost impossible to have proper statistics on this because it goes unreported so much. We did as good as possible to try and find out how big that problem was, and we did a survey of 100 women, 18 to 25, where we think the actual issue really is. We found that 26% of them reported having their drink spiked at some point, and 76% are worried about being spiked when they go out. And there's actually an alcohol.org study that shows 56% report having their drink spiked at some time, and that's all ages, which is that's a huge number.
Yeah, I mean the majority of women, 18 to 25, did you say, having their drink spiked is an enormous social problem and at an epidemic level. So from the pantyhose, with the pantyhose one, was it a scrunchie too, or was it just a cover?
She attached a scrunchie to the pantyhose.
Okay, so from inception, she wanted to do a scrunchie with...
Yeah, the whole thing was about the scrunchie and being able to wear it. It's all about convenience. No one is going to bring a plastic lid around with them in their purse, and a plastic lid is not going to fit.
Right, most drinks.
Yeah, it's a
that's
one-size
the nice thing is this fits just about any size.
Yeah, so
drink.
even like something like this, it doesn't look perfect, but it does the job, just like that. So the whole point is someone can wear it in their hair or on their wrists, and have it on them at all times out to the bar.
Right on. So what was the next step? You're like, wow, sis, I think you have something here. I want in. Like, how did that happen? How did the team, the dream team, come together?
All right, so, I was a political science major. I had no experience in business, in entrepreneurship, accounting, nothing like that. And neither did she. She's in high school. So I came home and I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna use my critical thinking skills and find people around me and surround myself with people who can fill in the knowledge gaps of things. The textile industry. I didn't know the first thing about manufacturing.
Right.
So I started calling like support lines. I'll look up different factories, be like, hey, we have this idea.
And what would they say?
And there was a bunch. I probably talked to like 10 of them.
Okay.
And they kept pointing me, okay, go talk to this. We can't do it, but we have this factory that like maybe they can do it. I kept like just getting pointed in, the next, until this one factory said, oh, you know what? We only do like shirt, because most factories do like shirts and stuff, or what is like normal T-shirts. This is super unique, and you got to figure out how to make it. So this factory said we have a company, a sister company, that they do product development, and they can. We think they can help you, and it was called Stitch Texas, I believe it was in Irving or Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas.
Stitch Texas.
It's called Stitch Texas.
Okay.
And we sent them. We basically had a seamstress create 4 prototypes, each one better than the last. Kept improving. And finally we got it to a point where I was like, okay, let's send this to Stitch Texas and let's have them just kind of perfect the areas and make it nice and professional. And then they sent us back this, and we took that and we sent it to we found a manufacturer that said they could do it. Not every manufacturer can make something like this. It's pretty complicated for most, actually. Mm-hmm. And then the whole process of sourcing everything is much more complicated than I ever would have, as someone never in business, would have. You got to have the fabric supplier, the elastic supplier, the manufacturer, the company that prints on it, the packaging company, the distributor, and there's a whole process.
I think a lot of times, a lot of first-time entrepreneurs think, oh, I have an idea, and I'm going to just do it.
Yeah.
And everybody has ideas, right?
Yeah.
Like just about everybody I know has good ideas, and ideas are great. That's the starting point. But what's truly special is somebody who can take an idea and actually make it a reality. And you've done that, and your sister has done that. That's really incredible. That's super cool. So take me through the process. You had this idea. You got your prototype. Now you want to mass produce it. How did you go about that? Because that takes money and things like that.
So fortunately for me, my parents were generous enough to back me with a little bit of funds to get started.
Okay, great.
And I took that and I made I started with before I even had the product. I started marketing.
Okay.
Right? Marketing. I launched an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. You put up a marketing video, pictures, everything about the product, and we went ahead and raised $12,000.
Okay, what was your goal?
Our goal, we raised $12,400. The goal was $12,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was
just over the finish line.
Now we were fortunate enough to have Fox Business reach out to us. I got an email one morning asking for us to fly up to New York and go on the show. How did that happen? It was weird. It was my sister's friend from camp saw the Indiegogo campaign, and she showed her mom, and her mom loved it. And she had connections to all the media in New York, and she sent it out to all of them, and Fox Business loved it, and they emailed us. It was very lucky.
So, yeah, lucky, or, I think my dad used to say, the harder I work, the luckier I get, right? And, you did the hard work to get it out there, and somebody saw it. That is super cool. In fact, it was interesting. One of the judges today who flew in from Washington, D.C. knew about your company.
Oh, really?
And she's like, oh, I know that company. I've heard about it. You've gotten a lot of press, right?
Yeah, so we were also in, we've been on like every local news station in Florida probably, but we were lucky enough to have Tamara Waters with the Tallahassee Democrat wrote an article, and I didn't think too much of it at the time, and it really blew up on the Tallahassee Democrat, and it got so popular that they bumped it up to the USA Today, their national thing, and that was when we had already launched the product, and when they post it online.
That was scary. we're here in a live building. People are working, so it's kind of a special opportunity to do this podcast. So okay.
The Tallahassee Democrat posted it, and I started getting in, all these orders. I'm like, whoa, like just from the Tallahassee Democrat.
Right.
And then she texts me. She goes, "Hey, this article is so popular, they want to bump it up." I was like, okay. And then they went on USA Today, and it was everywhere. And then a couple weeks ago, this was probably 2 months ago, maybe. Mm-hmm. And then a couple weeks ago, they put it in their print version, and I had no idea that they put it in the print version. They just put it in there. They didn't tell me or anything. And I started getting all these orders on my computer. I was like, and you can't, because it's print, people are direct searching it. So instead you can't see where they're coming from.
Okay.
And I had no idea where they were all coming from. I had someone from Germany order
wow.
the product, and I was like, I can't even ship it to them.
You're a global company
I can't.
now.
Yeah, I can't. I was like, I can't ship this product.
Right.
It costs more to ship than it costs than they paid. And I emailed them and said, "Hi, sorry to have to cancel your order. But do you mind telling me where you heard about this?" And he goes, "Oh, it was in today's USA Today." And I ran to Publix and I grabbed it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Oh wow,
yeah,
that's super cool. So, tell me, has it all been just success after success, or has there been some problem areas? We have a lot of entrepreneurs, first-time entrepreneurs that listen to this podcast, and a lot of times entrepreneurs look at stories like NightCap and it's like, oh, it just works out for them.
Yeah.
But there's been challenges, right?
Yeah, certainly.
Like what are some of those?
I would say the first challenge is figuring out, how do I make this?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are going to make something that they don't have any experience in.
Right.
They come up with an idea for something random. Some people have it in their category of expertise, but some people it's not. And you have to go figure out, how do I actually get this from an idea or a drawing to an actual product? And that takes a ton of just calling and researching and figuring out who can actually make this. And then one of the probably lower points was, right after, maybe a week into the Indiegogo, you have a big bump in the beginning because you've just launched it.
Right.
And it started slowing down a lot. And I had no experience in marketing or anything at the time. And I was like, oh, if this is going to not do that well right now, I don't know if it's going to be successful.
Right. And you need, in Indiegogo, you need to hit your goal mark, right?
Yes,
to get the money?
Yes, you can actually set it either way. I set it that you have to hit the goal. Probably wasn't the wisest idea. But, because a lot of Indiegogo, they hire these professional companies and they run these massive Facebook ad campaigns, and I didn't have that. I didn't have the money to do that. And it was a cheaper product, right? It was $9 for the Indiegogo. So you're giving a discount for pre-ordering. People are only saving $3. So does someone want to order a product that they could potentially not even get because it doesn't exist yet? And are they going to order 3 months in advance to save $3? Most products on Indiegogo are very expensive, $100, $200, $300, $400, and you're saving $100, $200, $300, $400 for ordering it. So it's very hard to translate the sales through Indiegogo with the pre-ordering problem. And then, we kind of lucked out with the Fox business getting it to that point.
Right.
And that kind of lifted us off, and from there it just took off. Yeah.
So right now you're B2C, you're a business to consumer, direct to consumer. You started selling how long have you had the actual product to sell?
So the Indiegogo went from September to December, and then we launched our website in December 16th.
Okay.
And then we started actually delivering them the first week of January. We delivered all the pre-orders and then all the orders from the first 3 weeks of the website, all in the first 2 weeks of January. I forgot, what was the second part of the question?
Oh, I was just wondering, how long have you had the product for sale? And I was just wondering, how much traction do you feel like you have gotten? Has your sales met expectation or exceeded expectation? Where are you right now?
All right, so basically we've been selling it for under 3 months on our website.
Okay.
We've sold about 1,700 units if you include the Indiegogo. And I would say it's probably right where you want it, because we're kind of in a test and market validation phase.
All right.
And we're selling it just on our website. No Amazon, no wholesale, retail, no customized wholesale, none of that. So it's just one color, the same design on one website, and we're not doing really any marketing. We've spent like $200-300 on Facebook ads just to collect data and analytics.
How's that worked out for you?
Yeah, so actually that was really smart of me to do, because we figured out that I actually needed to redo the website based on, we looked at the analytics and we said, okay, well, from when people are coming from here, here, and here, they have prior knowledge of what the product is, and the bounce rate is like 60%, which is an average, it's a correct bounce rate.
Okay.
From Facebook ads.
Just for our audience, can you define bounce rate?
So a bounce rate is when someone basically goes on your website, they don't actually click anything, they might look at it for 5 to 10 seconds and then they just leave because they don't understand maybe what the product is.
They bounce.
So on my Facebook ads, it was 90%.
Oh, wow.
And we were like, wow, what's the issue with this? I did some networking in my co-working space, and I had someone helping me with Facebook ads now that I met, and he goes, oh, well, this site needs to be redone. There's clear issues with it. There's no call to action. There's no buttons. There's not enough buttons everywhere to take you to the shopping place.
Okay.
It doesn't show the pictures on the top. People don't know what it is quick enough. That's the problem. So I went ahead and I redid the website. I actually haven't started the Facebook ads again since I redid it.
So that was going to be my next question.
So I don't have that information yet to see how it changes. But basically,
you won $10,000 today.
So now we will have some money.
You have some money to do it.
We'll have some money. So basically, we're going to have some money now to test Facebook ads and maybe run, a couple $1,000s and gather all those analytics. And then when we take an investor, we'll have, a lot more money, and we'll know exactly where we need to focus those ads. And we'll basically pour, as Kevin O'Leary would say, we'll pour fuel on the fire.
All right.
Yeah.
Outstanding. So did you call your sister?
She called me.
Okay.
I was busy.
Okay.
But I did text her.
Okay.
And she was in school, so she didn't answer when I called her back. But
so you haven't talked to her yet?
I will have to talk to her after this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would imagine she's going to be pretty excited.
She posted on Instagram, so
all right.
She was very thrilled.
All right.
seeing her vision come to reality and be successful.
I bet. It's 16 years old. That is like so cool. What a great big brother to help her make her dream come alive. So I know from the pitch that you're thinking your next revenue stream and market segment is going to be to businesses, right?
Yes.
You want to tell us about that?
Yeah. So what we want to do is I'll show for for people on the camera.
Yeah.
Is the lid part. We want to be able to put liquor company logos, bar logos, maybe restaurant logos, club logos right here on the top. And it's going to be a revolutionary new promotional tool where organizations and companies can say, we care about women's safety, and they get their logo on every drink that it's used on. And it's something that other promotional tools can't do. They only have one of those aspects.
Great. So what's next for NightCap in your growth? Like what do you think the next, say, 3 months looks like for you?
So we are finalizing logistics overseas to be able to reduce cost by 50%.
Okay.
That has been delayed a month so far by the coronavirus. I was supposed to get that prototype over a month ago. I just need to make sure that it's up to quality standards that the one that was made here is. So I'm waiting on that. Once I have that, we'll take an investor and we'll be able to basically open up new revenue channels or new channels, Amazon, customized wholesale, and start selling into stores. All be able to we'll have the money to do a large marketing campaign, purchase the inventory, and open up all these new revenue streams all at the same time, and hopefully have an explosion of sales all at once.
Okay. What's your what's keeping you up at night?
What's keeping me up at night? I mean, I guess there is you have to kind of change people's habits, and people have to actually use this. It's awesome.
It's like brushing your teeth.
Yeah, so you have to you have to teach people how to brush their teeth, but you have to people have to actually get it and then actually start using it, and you want a majority of the people who purchase it to actually use it and then reorder it because they think it's helpful to them and they like it. So, I want to start seeing them out in the bars. Hopefully, maybe this weekend I can maybe I'll run into someone using it now that they're all out there. But just getting people to change their habits and actually just take it off their wrist and put it on their drink. It's a challenge.
Wow. It's definitely a challenge. So, I know are you doing this full time, or is this still a part-time gig? You graduated, right?
I graduated. I'm taking 6 months to a year to just try and make this happen.
Okay.
And then reevaluate. And I feel like maybe 4 to 6 months from now we'll be able to know if this company is going somewhere or not.
And what's that marker for you? What's success for you with this?
I think I'll learn a lot from my upcoming trade show at the end of March, and I'll know how well companies respond to ordering this as a promotional tool, because I think that's a huge.
Do you think that's going to be a bigger revenue stream, is the B2B customization?
I think in quantity-wise, yes, but the margin there is not as good, and you have to keep the price low when they're going to be ordering. I mean, if you want a Smirnoff or a Bacardi to come order this, you have to keep the price as low as possible if they're ordering them in the tens of thousands.
Yeah.
So the margin is not excellent there, but
I hope volume and getting it out there.
I hope basically we'll be able to know if there will be the volume there to make that our primary revenue stream.
And is your sister looking to graduate and join the business, or what, full time, or what does she want to do?
Yeah, so she's hoping to, she's about to go to college and hopefully start an entrepreneurship program and, keep this moving along and use the resources at whatever university she's at.
Okay, great. So, I know you started working on this while you were a student at FSU. Was there anybody at FSU that, faculty or staff, that came alongside you to kind of encourage you along the way?
Yeah, so the whole entrepreneurship school has been excellent, especially Wendy and Caitlin. They've been
Wendy Plant,
Caitlin Simpson. They've been super helpful with everything, and obviously the resources they've been able to help me get. I've got the Jim Moran micro grant and obviously the innovation challenge, right? And then I also won the turkey tank. That's a smaller prize, but it's still fun.
Yep.
And that was all one semester, so I didn't start this. I had from September to December, just to be able to use the resources here. Oh, and then the law clinic, Richard Benham.
Yeah.
That was excellent help.
Helped you incorporate and all that good stuff, or good analysis.
The main thing he did was the trademark.
Oh, okay.
And just advice, legal advice, and I saved a lot of money with them on the trademark. But the advice that he gave is you got to pay a lot of money for if you go any lawyer, they're going to charge you $400 an hour to give you the advice he helped us with. So.
Well, it sounds like you would say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that you feel like FSU, really helped, came alongside you and helped you launch this product.
Yeah, so certainly, and I'm blessed to be. I'm glad that I started this right before I graduated, so I was able to, take advantage of it.
Well, outstanding. Well, thank you, Michael. Best of luck to you, and just thank you for taking the time to come in and share your story. And again, congratulations on winning the InNOLEvation Challenge. That's that's the Super Bowl of entrepreneurship here at FSU and the Jim Moran College. So thank you, and enjoy dinner.
Great. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for joining the Florida State Podcast of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. If you would like to be notified of new episodes, please subscribe via your favorite player. Also, if you like the podcast, please take the time to share it on social media, give it a 5-star rating, and review it on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you enjoy your podcasts. This will help us get the word out to other entrepreneurs that the FSU Entrepreneurship Podcast has been launched.